would you have me go? What would you have me do? Where would you have me go?
Hey guys, welcome to another Destiny video. Today we're talking about the Bladedancer subclass and what should be done to it to make it a more balanced option in the Crucible. The thing is, Bladedancer is in a very strange spot right now. It has certain abilities that are very strong and even borderline overpowered, but there are also certain aspects of the class that are very weak, and even a glitch that is absolutely detrimental to the viability of Bladedancer. So what should be done? That's what we're going to discuss today. The first thing I want to talk about is the super activation glitch that has plagued Bladedancer for the longest time. I don't think the community has coined a name for this glitch yet, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. But basically, this glitch happens when you activate your Arc Blade immediately after using your double jump, and it causes you to be unable to move your character for roughly 2 seconds. Now 2 seconds may not sound like a lot, but when your super is all about getting up close and personal, giving your opponent a 2-second head start is a big deal. Additionally, you're also a sitting duck when this glitch happens. Oftentimes I find myself flying headfirst into a shotgun barrel without being able to do anything about it, and it also makes you an easy target for snipers. Essentially, this glitch reduces the kill potential of your super and will often cause you to die, and in turn, it really killed the subclass for me. I personally use Arc Blade extremely aggressively, and thus I get this glitch constantly. I've considered making videos on this glitch many times, but I wrongly assumed that Bungie would be fixing it in the next update. But at this point, I'm not sure they even know about the existence of this glitch, and hopefully it will be patched soon. Okay, I'm not gonna show off the Bladedancer glitch here. So, first of all, this is how it is supposed to look like. So you activate it and you can start swiping around. However, if you activate it immediately after jumping, this will happen. And then you can't do anything for around 2 seconds. That was actually a quick one there, where I could actually move relatively shortly after activating, but usually you actually get very close to the ground before you can actually do anything with your Bladedancer. Let's just try it again here. And again, see, I literally couldn't even move until I hit the ground there, and it even took a split second when I hit the ground before I could actually swipe to the side. So if you activate it, if you jump up in the air and activate it, and you get this glitch, you literally cannot do anything until you hit the ground. And you're basically a sitting duck. It gets you killed a lot if you use Bladedancer very aggressively. But glitches aside, the Bladedancer subclass is actually quite strong. You have Quick Draw, which is a fantastic perk. Of course, the Warlocks also get to use Quick Draw now, but having it built into your subclass is quite nice. And then there's Skip Grenades. Easily one of the strongest grenades in the game. It can do around 140 damage and will track you literally all the way around the map. There's quite simply no escaping them, and therefore getting tagged by a skip grenade is essentially like getting tagged by a pre-patched firebolt, as they will constantly keep your shield down, leaving you with very little health. It's basically a damage over time grenade. And you can also use Shinobu's Vow in addition to your skips, which makes the strongest grenade available to Bladedancers even more powerful, and it gives them an additional charge. In my opinion, skips need a pretty significant damage nerf and or nerf to its tracking. Shinobu's Vow should at best bring skips up to how they are now, and instead of giving an extra nade charge, it should make you respawn with grenade energy. Essentially be like the lucky raspberry chest piece, but buffing skips instead of arc bolts. On the not so powerful side of the Bladedancer spectrum, we have arc bolt grenades and the quote-unquote extended melee ability, Blink Strike. Starting with arc bolts, this grenade suits a very specific playstyle. I've always loved pairing this with a hand cannon, but arc bolts quite simply can't compete with skips, as the arc bolt does around 50 less damage than a skip grenade, and it requires more precision too. I personally think that arc bolts need a little bit of a damage buff. Just bring them up to a nice round 100 damage to make them a more viable option. And then there's Blink Strike, which was nerfed in the June update, and while they changed around a lot of things, one of the things that made zero sense to me was the fact that they decreased the range of Blink Strike. It's supposed to be an extended melee, but post nerf it barely has more range than a normal hunter melee. And in fact, it actually has less range than a standard Warlock melee. For my testing, Blink Strike connected from 6 meters, just barely 6 meters, whereas the standard Warlock melee actually connected from close to 7 meters of range. And in addition to this, Warlock melee also has a way more aggressive lock-on than a Hunter melee, so Blink Strike is basically not even an extended melee. The fact that a basic Warlock melee is stronger in pretty much every way than an extended melee on a Hunter makes zero sense to me. In the initial nerf, they reduced Blink Strike's range by roughly half a meter, but even if it were to be brought back up to that, Warlock melee would still have more range. In my opinion, they should add another meter of range to Blink Strike. And lastly, there's the Arcblade Super, which is still plagued by short stops and general squishiness. I'm almost certain that the short stopping problem derives from the same issue that causes your standout melee attacks to miss so frequently in Destiny. I highly doubt that Bungie are putting too many resources into fixing a problem that has been around for so long, and it clearly isn't too simple to fix. What I would do instead is add a Transcendence-like effect to Hungering Blade. Basically, if both your grenade and your melee is charged, your health will be restored entirely when popping your super. I feel like this would make the super a lot more viable, as the combination of hit detection problems and vulnerability to shotguns means that Arcblade is probably the weakest super in the game right now, only rivaled by Shadow Shot. This will make the super a lot more, well, super, but without breaking the balance, as it would still require you to hang on to your melee and your grenade, and even at full health, Arcblade is still fairly easy to take out with a shotgun. So those are my thoughts on the Bladedancer subclass. Just to sum it up here, I would nerf skip grenades, I would buff Arc Bolt and Blink Strike, and I would add a Transcendence-like effect to Hungering Blade. Let me know what you think about the class and what should be done about it in the comment section below. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you guys on my next video.